Hi everyone, for my on moment, I'm going to be reading a book written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle called The Hound of Baskervilles, which of course features the world's greatest detective, Sherlock Holmes. Now, I've always been interested in detective books. I've always liked the mystery element of figuring some things out, like puzzles, always been interested in things like that. And recently I'd been watching Sherlock on Netflix, and it dawned on me I've never actually read a book with Sherlock Holmes in. So I've started reading this recently, and I'm just going to read the first few lines for you. Hope you get interested in it too. The Hound of Baskervilles by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Chapter 1, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Mr. Sherlock Holmes, who was usually very late in the mornings, save upon those not infrequent occasions when he was up all night, was seated at the breakfast table. I stood upon the hearth rug and picked up the stick which our visitor had left behind him the night before. It was a fine, thick piece of wood, bulbous-headed, of the sort which is known as Penang Loya. Just under the head was a broad silver band nearly an inch across. To James Mortimer, MRCS, from his friends of the CCH, was engraved upon it, with the date 1884. It was just such a stick as the old-fashioned family practitioner used to carry, dignified, solid and reassuring. Well, Watson, what do you make of it? Holmes was sitting with his back to me, and I had given him no sign of my occupation. How did you know what I was doing? I believe you have eyes in the back of your head. I have, at least, a well-polished, silver-plated coffee pot in front of me, said he. But tell me, Watson, what do you make of our visitor's stick? Since we have been so unfortunate as to miss him and have no notion of his errand, this accidental souvenir becomes of importance. Let me hear you reconstruct the man by an examination of it. So those are the first few lines of The Hounds of the Baskervilles by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Again, we all know Sherlock Holmes, greatest detective. Hopefully you get interested in it and you can talk to me about it anytime.